Merci, M. le Président Lightbound. Nous tenons à remercier les membres du Comité permanent de l'industrie et de la technologie de prendre le temps d'étudier nos recommandations en matière d'approvisionnement et de traitement des minéraux critiques. Fondée en 2006, Mobilité électrique Canada est une des toutes premières organisations au monde en électrification des transports. Nous comptons parmi nos membres des fabricants de véhicules légers, moyens, lourds et hors route, des fournisseurs d'électricité et d'infrastructures de recharge, des compagnies minières, des entreprises technologiques, des centres de recherche, des villes, des universités, des gestionnaires de flotte, des syndicats, des ONG environnementales. Bref, Mobilité électrique Canada est la voie nationale de l'électrification des transports. 1 year ago, EMC fully supported the Canadian and US government's agreement on the importance of the development of a zero-emission vehicle future and the battery strategy at the first bilateral meeting held virtually with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and USA President Joe Biden and their senior teams. As noted in their official statement, the leaders agreed to work together to build the necessary supply chain to make Canada and the US global leaders in all aspects of battery development and production. To that end, the leaders agreed to strengthen the Canada-US Critical Mineral Action Plan to target a net zero industrial transformation, batteries for zero-emission vehicles, and renewable energy storage. Although Canada is not yet a critical mineral superpower, the potential is clearly there with 31 critical minerals identified in Canada, experienced research teams such as Jeff Dunn and Karim Zaib, and a qualified workforce. According to Natural Resources Canada, rare earth elements are used in many industrial applications including electronics, energy, aerospace, automotive for EVs, and defense. The largest use of rare earths is in permanent magnets that are a component of our cell phones, televisions, computers, automobiles, etc. The second largest use of rare earths is in petroleum cracking catalysts. In 2020, 90% of rare earths used for these products were produced and used in China. For strategic reasons, China rationed its exports of rare earths in 2013. According to a 2020 report from Bloomberg New Energy Finance, China controls 80% of the refining of critical minerals such as rare earth element material and other critical minerals, 77% of the world's battery cell manufacturing capacity. Having control does not necessarily having the mines in one's own country, but having invested in the mines of other countries as well. It has to be said that China has been far-sighted in its long-term investments. In 2021, Chinese companies produced more than 40% of the world's EV batteries. South Korea produced more than 30% of them, and Japan close to 15%. But the situation is evolving rapidly. For example, the European Battery Alliance was launched on October 17th to create a competitive and sustainable battery cell manufacturing value chain in Europe. That's why, as identified in our 2030 EV Action Plan, EMC recommends that the federal government focus its effort on attracting more investment to accelerate EV manufacturing and related industries in Canada, including assembly, parts, machinery, charging equipment, and battery materials extraction and processing, with a Canadian EV economic development and investment attraction strategy. Second, accelerate technologies, research, development, and manufacturing associated with reducing the cost of vehicle batteries and thus vehicle cost per unit of range. Achieving economies of scale in vehicle, battery, and charging infrastructure production will also help to reduce costs for consumers and fleets in Canada. Three, working with the U.S. administration to ensure that any Buy America policies reflect the North American auto market and do not negatively impact Canadian EV businesses and suppliers. Four, helping Canadian EV battery recycling companies through financial incentives and regulatory framework that will support innovation. And five, supporting the Accelerate Alliance, my friend Matt and his group, Canada's Zero Emission Vehicle Supply Chain Alliance, to help key players in the country develop a thriving EV industry. La raison pour laquelle nous devons encourager le développement de notre propre chaîne d'approvisionnement de véhicules zéro émission, de l'exploitation minière à la mobilité, est de nous assurer que le Canada n'est pas laissé pour compte dans la révolution des véhicules électriques. Pour des raisons économiques, environnementales, mais comme l'a bien dit M. Burton, géostratégiques et de sécurité nationale, Le Canada peut et doit élaborer une stratégie sur les minéraux critiques qui assurera un approvisionnement suffisant pour que l'industrie canadienne des véhicules électriques ne soit pas juste d'envoyer des minéraux critiques à l'étranger où les emplois à valeur ajoutée seront créés, mais bien de les créer ici. Nous manquerions, sinon, une occasion historique qui n'arrive qu'une fois par génération. Merci.